Hey guys, in this movie we're going to use the color effects room to create a bleach bypass / film look. Now we all know video isn't film, but this is going to give us kind of that grainy, grungy look. So we're going to start with adding some nodes by double clicking the nodes and adding them. The first one I'm going to add is exposure. Okay. Then I'm going to find bleach bypass and add a bleach bypass. Then I'm going to scroll down here, find the lift node, double click it, add a lift node. Then I want to add a gain node. Okay, let's add another one. Let's add saturation. Then we're going to add film grain. And then we're going to add an output node, because without an output node it won't be rendered. So now let's go ahead and connect these in a linear fashion by clicking the node output triangle and dragging it down. Let's go ahead and connect all these. Okay, now what we're going to do is we're going to start at the top. We're going to start with exposure, okay, and we're going to bring the exposure down. Okay, so let's click on our exposure. If you hold the Option key, you can, in your scroll wheel, you can scroll a lot faster. So I'm going to start bringing down my exposure here to about 0.107 or something. 0.11, that looks okay. Minus 0.11. Okay, so now let's go to our bleach bypass. As you can see, there's no adjustments to be made for the bleach bypass, so our next one in line is the lift. So let's select our lift. You'll see that there's red, green, and blue. Let's just not mess with those and use the regular lift. And I'm going to bring it down, select my Luma in my scopes, and I'm going to use this lift to crush my blacks way down. Maybe to about 1.9 or 2.0. About 1.85, 8.9, 1.9, something like that. I'll leave mine at 0.185. Minus 0.185. That looks good. Okay, so we've got our lift set. Let's go to our gain. Now we're going to adjust our gain, and this again, we're going to kind of bring it up, which will kind of cancel out the lift. So let's select our gain, and let's up our gain to about 1.7. I don't know, 1.7 is going to be a little high. Let's make it about 1. I don't know, I'm going to try about 1.2, 1.3 or 4. 1.4, that looks good. So now we're going to go to our saturation, and let's bring our saturation out to about 0.4, 0.5. Actually, 0.5 is a little low. Let's try 0.8 or so. Okay, there we go. Now let's select our film grain. We're not going to mess with our intensity, but we are going to mess with the grain size, okay? Where we want to lower the, I'm sorry, not the grain size, but the grain intensity. We're going to leave the grain size alone, and we're going to lower the grain intensity. So let's select it, and let's scroll down there. I don't know, what do you guys think looks good? You can see as I up it, you can see the grain there, so let's bring it down to about 0.6. 0.55, there we go, about 0.55. And now, as you can see, we have grunged up and added a sort of a unique filmish bleach bypass look. The regular bleach bypass, you can see, gives it that look there, and what we've come up with is a little more filmy, a little more contrasty, okay? So here's before by hitting Control G, and here's after. Really, really good way of coming up with a bleach bypass with a tad bit of film look to it to give it that little special, little oomph over just a regular bleach bypass. Okay? So there you go, guys. I hope you've learned something, and we'll see you next time.